Hi everyone, it's Sue Plumb here to share another scrapbooking process video with you. Now today's layout that I am sharing was not created for anyone but myself. You may have seen recently that I shared an unboxing video of my very first hip kit. Now, as I said in that unboxing video, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. And given that I could combine the shipping with my sister, who doesn't live too far away from me, we both decided to bite the bullet and subscribe. So you can see I'm laying out the contents of this was my very first hip kit that had arrived. This was actually the June kit. And what you are looking at there is the main kit and the add-on embellishment kit as well, because I just like to have all the things. And I really wanted to have all the things for this kit because I absolutely loved this kit as soon as I saw the sneak peek of it. So this is my very first layout using my very first hip kit. How exciting. And as I said, I've created this for no one but myself. So I decided to do a bit of a light, pretty, mixed media layout. So I started off with a sheet of some white cardstock there and my Kitsch Flamingo Distress Oxide, which I just mixed up with a little bit of water and then brushed a beautiful soft pink wash across my page there using my wide number 4 brush, which if you've seen my videos before, you will know how much I love my number 4 brushes. I love that you can see the brush marks when you use them, and I love how much coverage they give. So I just brushed some of that pink across the page there, and then I was shuffling through the papers just to see what I thought I might like to use as a base underneath the cardstock there. Now, a lot of this kit, this June kit, consists of the Happy Blooms collection from Pink Fresh Studio, and that is combined with a whole stack of goodness that are Hip Kit Club exclusives. So some of the papers there and some of the embellishments are Pink Fresh and some of them are Hip Kit, and they all work together beautifully in this gorgeous kit. So you can see that I decided upon that sort of purple checked paper there to use as my background. And the photo that I'm going to be scrapping for this layout is a photo of myself and my family. That's me in the middle there with brown hair now. And we were actually out to lunch celebrating my twin boy's 9th birthday. So we decided to go out for lunch, and that's just a photo that somebody who was at the pub there asked if they would like us to snap a photo, and that's what we got. So for this layout, as I said, I decided to do something sort of just light mixed media, just a bit sort of pretty on the background there. And I really wanted to showcase some of the beautiful pattern papers and embellishments that are in this kit. So I've used that blue and green checked paper. You can see I am just at this stage fiddling with my layers to see what might work. I've got that sort of purple crisscross print that I've used as the base. I have always also used a piece of that just to run sort of horizontally behind my photo, because I like to add something horizontal sort of behind the eye line of the photo just to help draw the viewer's eye in. I've also got that extra piece, as I said, of that blue and green checked pattern paper in behind. And now I'm just fiddling around with some layers, and I don't usually really fuss this much, but you know, it might have been I was a little bit overwhelmed by the occasion and the excitement of having my first hip kit. So I've also got a blue paper doily from my stash there. I've got one of those sweet little like pocket envelopes that came, I think, from the Pink Fresh Journaling Bits pack. I've got that little phrase banner, Remember This Day, which I knew I actually wanted to run across the top of the photo. Now, not only because I like embellishing onto my photos, but also because there was a horrible big building behind us in the background, and it was bright blue, and it kind of really stood out like dog's nuts. And yeah, I just really needed to block that out a bit. So I thought that beautiful pink banner across the top of the photo, which also tied in beautifully with the colors in the photo, would do the trick. Now, in the bottom left corner of the photo there, you can see that large floral piece. Well, I've just stuck it across to the side for now. That actually came from the Pink Fresh Studio ephemera pack. And it actually comes with quite a lot of white border around the edges of the flowers. Now, if you know me, you know that I don't mind a white border on my flowers because I actually like the extra separation that it provides between layers by having that little buffer. But it was a little bit too wide for me, so I went in with my scissors and actually fussy cut around it, just roughly. I'm no perfectionist fussy cutter, let me tell you. And just cut away some of that excess sort of white border, just so I was left with a thin white border, which I was much happier with. Now, you can see all of my layers I've got on the page there, which I'm actually just securing down with my long arm stapler because, well, I'm lazy and it's just an easier way to do it. And then it means nothing's going to move around. And yeah, it's just a great way to do it. If you haven't got a long arm stapler, make sure you get one. I've also added some frayed gauze on top of my papery layers there, and that's just to add a bit of soft texture to the page. And then I've got my photo stuck down on top, but I've also added a layer of scrap cardboard in behind my photo just to help pop it up a bit extra from the page. Now, that was the basic structure of my page done, and it was simply a matter of embellishing and title and all the other good bits that come with it. So as I said, I'm using that large floral piece, which I knew was going to go down in the bottom right corner of my photo. I was shuffling through the ephemera pack there. This is the Hip Kit ephemera. And I actually found that sweet little tag there, which I decided to tuck into my layers. So I just tied it off with a little bit of baker's twine just for some extra texture and interest. And I've just tucked that in behind there sort of on an angle. And I think that looks good there. What else am I doing? As I said, I've got the floral pieces going in the bottom right corner. I wanted to balance that off with another floral piece up in the top left corner. So I shuffled back through the ephemera pack again. And I also found that sweet little floral piece to add in there. I knew I wanted to balance that out with something, a third floral element. So I have found that single pink flower that's got the blue and the green leaf there that I'm actually going to tuck in under that journaling pocket. And I've actually tucked in a little card there that came in the same Pink Fresh Journaling Bits pack, which I am going to type my journaling onto later. So I've made sure that I've stuck it in such a way that you can pull the journaling tag out and you can tuck it back in quite freely without being impeded by the photo at all. So tucking in all those floral bits, and as you know, when I stick all of these floral bits down on a page, I always like to bend up the petals and the leaves and anything I can bend up away from the page, really, just to give my page that bit of extra dimension. Of course, I found a beautiful butterfly to add to the page as well, because if you know me, you know I'm obsessed with butterflies. I do love my butterflies. So there was that really pretty little pink and blue one there, which worked with the colour scheme beautifully. And for my title, I actually dove into these chipboard phrases, which are a Hip Kit exclusive. And I was really drawn to that blue colour there. It was the colour of the building behind us, actually. But I pulled it in mainly because there were those touches of blue through the florals as well. So I used the word enjoy from those chipboard phrases, and I decided to team that together. I added a second word using the alphas that are in the kit, the green alphas. So I added the word together underneath that. And you'll see how when I do add those alphas, that I actually just layer them over the bottom edge of that chipboard word, just to help sort of tie the two of them together and make sure that they're touching. Now, I'm fiddling around here there is that sheet there, you can see, of the clear stickers that's got some like leaves and butterflies and flowers. It's also got a heap of phrases on there too. That's a Hip Kit exclusive. I just pulled a few of the phrase stickers and added them on. Just by chance, one of them happened to say happy birthday, and there was another one that said, we love having you in our lives, and I thought they were perfect for this page, seeing as we were out celebrating their birthday. Now, one of the other things that comes in the kit, in this June kit, are some fabric bows. Now, these actually come deconstructed, so I went off camera and put this one together, this little blue bow, but I thought it added a perfect, sweet little textural element, gave a little bit of extra dimension on the bottom of that journaling pocket. Here I am adding those green alphas that I was talking about previously. I love these green alphas. Not only do I love the colour, I love a tall, skinny font. Who's with me? Is anyone else with me? I love a tall, skinny font. Not so much a fan of a big, rounded, wide font, but give me a tall, skinny font any day of the week. So yeah, they tied in really well as well. Now, one of the things you'll see on the finished photos at the end that I actually didn't do until after I'd turned the camera off, there are some really cute little wood buttons in the kit, and I actually added one of those wood buttons just above at the top of the pocket where I tucked my journal card, and I neglected to put that on there when I had the camera rolling, and I figured you would all forgive me for it later. So I finished off my layout with a little bit of splatter. I just used a green Distress Oxide, watered it down, splattered that around the page, and that brought all the green in beautifully. Now, I am so happy with how this layout came out, and my very first outing with a hip kit, and I was very happy with it. Loved it, actually. I have tons left to play with, and my only enemy at the moment is time and finding the time to create. So I will be back here with another hip kit layout to share as soon as I possibly can. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you've got any questions, post them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. See you next time. Bye.